Chickens in RimWorld multiply like a biological weapon. Give them a barn, look away for a minute, and suddenly you have hundreds of them. So I had one simple question. How many chickens does it take to break RimWorld? I'm not stopping at errors, I'm not stopping at low frame rate, I'm stopping when I see that beautiful message, RimWorld is not responding. I even had to write my own mod to accelerate the breeding process and push the game and my computer to their absolute limits. But it all started with a crash landing and two innocent chickens. I look around for the perfect place to build my future chicken empire, then I build the first room and a tiny pen where the reproduction magic begins. And the next day, hooray! The first egg! Only a few thousand to go. Then I start planting rice so the colonists don't eat all the chickens, then we name the settlement, expand the base, and the first raid hits. But it's only one dude, so it's too easy to beat. After the raid, a caravan of HR managers arrives, but I refuse to hire anyone because the salaries are too high. So I continue building the base, and while I'm busy, a new batch of chickens is born. But then we get hit by a cold snap. Perfect timing, especially when rice is our only food source. Now all my chickens are in danger of being roasted and eaten. And because of the low temperature, we build heaters and treat hypothermia, because it took me too long to build those heaters. Then we plant hay grass to feed the chickens and also build a barn to keep them indoors. But then something terrible happens. No! The first chicken dies of malnutrition. That hurts. It happens because hay grass grows too slowly. So I make a decision. The chickens get the rice. Because if someone has to starve, it's the colonists, not the chickens.
Huh?
But then something good happens. A new colonist wants to join and makes me an offer I can't refuse. Medical skill level 10, welcome to our chicken corporation. It's day 36 and we have only 37 chickens. But after a few minutes, 20 chicks hatch. And it looks like they are very hungry because they immediately devour as much food as they can. Just like me when I break a diet. Then another raider shows up, clearly not bird friendly. So we deal with him accordingly. Day 51, 75 more chicks. They start filling every empty space in the room. Also just like me when I expand in space after breaking a diet. So now we have 192 chickens. But then, of course, something bad happens. Dry lightning and fire. Yeah, I love this game. You never know what to expect. But it's a small fire, so I am sure we will handle it. I guess I have to load the autosave. And the first thing I do is rebuild the barn from stone to make it fireproof. Day 55, another 75 chicks hatch. And it's getting crowded. Counting them with the double click no longer works, but in total we have 267 chickens. Day 58, 341 chickens. And this is the point where the first problems begin. I can feel the FPS dropping, 3x speed feels much slower, and I don't know why, but my colonists refuse to build anything in the barn or put hay grass on the shelves. I think it's because it's overcrowded, so maybe I need to expand the barn. Day 65, 566 chickens. They consume an enormous amount of food. And I'm starting to worry about my colonists because I feel like the chickens will eat them if we run out of hay grass. So the entire colony now exists for one purpose: feed the chickens. Day 69, 938 chickens. And the game is barely playable, because at this point I'm just sitting on 1x speed with low frame rate and just waiting, waiting and waiting. Day 70, 1000 chickens and 350 fertilized eggs waiting to hatch. At this point, the game feels like a slideshow. The more they reproduce, the slower the game becomes and the longer I have to wait. So I decide to enable dev mode to check the metrics. And I get 17 FPS and 80 TPS. So there is almost no difference between speed 1 and speed 2. And with every new chicken, everything gets even slower. So I try to enable fast ecology to speed things up, and it speeds up plant growth but not chicken reproduction. So now I'm wondering, what will happen first? Humans colonize Mars, me growing old, or me breaking RimWorld with chickens? But I don't want to wait for years, so I start searching for a way to speed things up. And this leads me to a modding tutorial. 1 hour later, I've written my first RimWorld mod, and all it does is speed up chicken breeding. With this mod, I reached 3000 chickens. Just look at the FPS, look at the TPS, and try to feel my pain. With TPS that low, everything moves painfully slow. So once again, I'll grow old before the game crashes. So I decide to upgrade my mod. In this version, chickens lay 2 to 10 eggs instead of just 1. And also, chicks grow up much faster. With this version of mod, I reach 10,000 chickens, but the game still doesn't crash. That's very impressive, really. Respect to the developers, I take my hat off to them. But once again, TPS is so low that everything becomes tremendously slow and painful. So I have one more idea. At some point, chickens start laying eggs outside the pen because it's filled with unfertilized eggs. And every unfertilized egg is a wasted opportunity. So I make version 3 of my mod. Now, instead of unfertilized eggs, chickens lay fertilized eggs instead of 75. And also, chicks grow instantly into adults and immediately start reproducing. So basically, I turn chickens into bacteria that spread like a real biological weapon. And at some point, this happens. Hello, game, wake up. I unpaused like 5 seconds ago. Yes! Finally! RimWorld is not responding. Yes, we did it! Oh yeah, and this is the number of chickens that finally broke RimWorld. At that point, the game literally becomes a slideshow. It's like I'm trying to play GTA 6 on a microwave. We get 3 FPS and 0.7 TPS. But honestly, it feels even worse and slower. So yeah, now you know how many chickens it takes to break RimWorld.